Welcome to Blessed Mess. This is our video channel that we're got here on YouTube, and today is about t-shirts. And in particular, you'll hear a lot of people talk about it has a double stitch or it has a single stitch. Single stitch equals vintage, right? So you'll hear a lot about single stitch. And what does that exactly mean? When you're going through Goodwill and you see you're in the t-shirt aisle and you see all the t-shirt sleeves sticking out. Now this is just an example of a t-shirt that might be sticking out. The sleeve looks like this. Can you see, this is a modern, high quality shirt. Can you see that double stitch? You see the double stitch? And so there's a double stitch and there's like a little wide space in between. So when you're looking at it, you might see a shirt like something about The Rock. You know this isn't very old, but can you see the double stitch in this white shirt? Most modern t-shirts are going to look like that double stitch. Or this Vans Atlanta. Can you see that? You're going to see that double stitch on the sleeve as you're walking through the aisle. Now, that doesn't mean that this shirt is worthless. It has value. But the single stitch, here's an example of a single stitch. And I found this tonight because I was wanting to make a video about single stitch t-shirts, and I didn't have any single stitch t-shirts. So this is a single stitch t-shirt. Can you see the single stitch? When you flip it inside out, it's gathered in one single stitch. If you flip this guy out, see the two stitches running like a train track? That's a double stitch modern t-shirt. Single stitch. This is I found this at the Goodwill tonight. $1.99. Made in the USA, Fruit of the Loom, size 42, 44. So I'm 50. My dad would have probably worn this in the 70s. That tells you how old this shirt is. It's probably from the late 70s, early 80s. It's a good 40 years old. It's a made in the USA t-shirt by Fruit of the Loom. I don't know when they stopped making shirts in the United States, but I know that they haven't made single stitch sleeves in a long time. So I was looking down the aisles to see if I could even find a single stitch, and I found one. So I was like, I've got to do a video about single stitch shirts. But this is an old shirt made in the USA. This can go from $35 to $18. And this is in good condition, doesn't have any holes, doesn't have any wear. It's not all stretched out. It's in good shape. It's a good size because it's like a 42. So it's a good size for somebody to wear. Okay, let's talk about modern shirts. I guess we should talk about this guy. Can everybody see that? You can see that? This is the back. It's called, you'll see Carrots by Anwar. The man's name is Anwar Carrots, is his name, the designer. And what struck me when I was looking, I'm looking down the aisle and I see this embroidered carrot on the sleeve. When I saw that embroidered carrot, I was like, that's an Anwar Carrots design. It's probably, I don't even know how old this is. It could be 8 or 9, 10 years old. I think he started in like 2007. But I saw that carrot and I was like, hey, that's Anwar Carrots. So I looked at the design and it is. It's an Anwar Carrots. And on the front, it says it's got a little pocket tee. It is a modern sleeve design. It's a double, So it wasn't that. What caught my eye was that little bit of embroidery on the sleeve. And when I saw that, I was just walking down the aisle and I was kind of waiting for somebody to get out of the book section, and I was just standing in the t-shirts, and I looked over and saw that carrot, and I was like, wow, a $40 t-shirt staring me in the face. I couldn't believe it. Got it for $2. It was $1.99, yeah. It's a $40 t-shirt. So look for carrots. You'll see Crocs that are carrot design. He's got lots of t-shirts. I couldn't find this exact one, but you can find carrots by Anwar for like Chanel No. 5 and other stuff. Cool, super cool t-shirt. This Vans, I saw this tonight. Vans Atlanta. That's the back. This is the front. It's got a little Vans Atlanta. Vans Atlanta shirts, $22. If I could make $20 on a t-shirt, then all I have to do is fold it up and package it up just right and put it in a poly bag and send it off. Free ship, and I'll send this and make $20. I'll do that all day long. I will be a t-shirt shipper if that's what I have to do. So Atlanta Vans. If I see Vans, and this is a Vans t-shirt, it's got like the little embroidered Vans logo on the sleeve. Another thing where I was just looking through the sleeves, looking for those all I was doing was looking for those single stitch, and I saw that Vans logo, and I was like, oh, that's a real Vans shirt, and I grabbed it. So looking at those little sleeves sticking out is really important. Okay, another thing that I look for are stuff from Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. This is a Nickelodeon. I think this is like multiple characters. Yeah, multiple characters. They used to put these shirts out like at JCPenney, and they would be everywhere. Hot Topic, whatever. I see these and I pick them up, and I've sold a bunch of these. Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network shirts. I look for those. I look for space shuttle t-shirts. This one has all the space shuttle missions on the back. I look for space camp t-shirts. You'll find those. I found one today. I look for really weird stuff that I can't even really understand what's going on. I believe that this is a tattoo design. That's like a tattoo pin in the middle. Can you see that? It's like doing a Rorschach test. Do you see a horse, or do you see your father? This is kind of weird, but I look for weird stuff like this. I got this in like for $1. It was just sitting in a bin. I need to list that. I have not listed that because I didn't know exactly how to list it. I'm in Kentucky, so you will see in Kentucky, you'll see lots of things for the distilleries. We have all these bourbon distilleries around here. And one thing that I found tonight that was really cool was this fleecy sweatshirt. You can see I still have the Goodwill tag on it. From Heaven Hill Distilleries, which is a really good distillery here. They make lots and lots of bourbon. They make bourbons that you can't find in the store too. They make a really low budget bourbon too, but they make lots and lots of good ones. This will go for really good. This is probably a $40 bill to the right person, somebody that really enjoys their bourbon from that distillery. Okay, the other thing that I really like getting are, I don't know if you can see this. Is this too close? Honey, is this fine?
It's good.
This is a Wrangler pearl button shirt. If I'm in the dress shirt section, I'm going to set her back down. I'm looking for these pearl buttons. I'm looking for, if it's got a 1 button, that's okay. It's got 3 buttons. That's what I'm really looking for. So when you're walking, I just do this really quickly. I walk through the men's section or the ladies section, and I look for, a lot of times men's shirts end up in the women's section for some reason, especially these denim ones. They'll end up in the women's section or vice versa. Women's shirts will end up there. So I look for these pearl buttons. I pick them up because this is a Carhartt pearl button. I can't remember what we got this listed for, $48, something like that. And this vintage Wrangler, is this Wrangler? Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's a vintage Wrangler. Vintage is probably within the last 20 years. But I look for these pearl buttons. We sell them pretty quickly. If you find the ones that have Wrangler and they've got a big W on the pocket, you want to get those. Always look for those pearl buttons. If you can find pearl button ones and they're not like the stuff that you get if they're just a denim pearl button, get those. They sell, because all you got to do is put pearl button and do that. Something else that I look for a lot of artistic type stuff. This I found last night. Can you see that, honey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is from Alice Springs, Australia. It's the company name is Bulahara. I think it is Boolaroo. And most of them have Aboriginal art on it, kangaroos or whatever. And this has a lot of that kind of Aboriginal looking art on it. This sucker was put on a hanger, but you can tell it has been folded in a drawer for a long time. It still has the creases on the back from it being folded in a drawer, tri-folded. Somebody got this for a souvenir and got it. $30, easy t-shirt to sell. And I quickly looked it up on eBay, and it was, between $20 and $30. This design, I think, will sell it much better than some of the other ones. Baseball, I love getting, this is vintage. This LA Dodgers, it's got to be vintage, because this Intex American activewear is really old. When it says made in the USA, you know that this shirt is old. And so it's probably, I would have to say it's got to be from the 80s. Of course, it does have double stitching, so it's not like super, super old. But it's a big, heavyweight. It makes me feel, I'm a kid of the 80s. It makes me feel like this was from like 1987 or something. Just the way it's blocked out and how blocky it is and how big it is. No condition issues that I can see, and looks really cool. And LA won championship, so that's something that will sell pretty quickly as soon as I list it. So single stitch t-shirts. Remember to look at the sleeves when you're walking down the aisle at Goodwill. Just look at the sleeves. When they're sticking out, just kind of thumb through this. You'll see other people doing it, and you're like, why are they just looking at the sleeves? That's what they're doing. They're looking for those single stitch. They're looking for single stitch concert t-shirts. They're looking for that kind of stuff. I find concert t-shirts all the time. I find you got to find the right subject matter. Some of them you just got to look up if you're like, what is this? Is it worth anything? So when you're walking down the aisle, look at those short sleeve shirts, look for single stitch first. Just buzz through and try to look at single stitch. That's the first thing I do. If I don't see any single stitch, I go back through and I look at every black shirt. I know it sounds crazy, but I look at every single black shirt that's in the aisle, because those are usually going to be your concert t-shirts or Harley, or Harley Davidson, or it's going to be something along those lines. That's the stuff that you want. And I look at all the black shirts. That's what some. If I'm just going to be in there for like 10 minutes, I can buzz through all the men's t-shirts, and look for single stitch stuff, and I can look at the black t-shirts. If they're already color coded, it makes it easy because then you can just look through the black t-shirts real quick. But my Goodwill doesn't color code anything. They barely size anything. So it's easy for me to go through there and look for single stitch. If I'm in the men's dress shirt area, I always look for pearl buttons, whether it's a single button or a 3-button sleeve. I just look at the sleeves. If I pull it out and I look and it's like, oh, Wrangler, great. The great thing about eBay is if you don't know how vintage something is, you can look it up on eBay and somebody else is probably selling one. So you could have a Wrangler shirt in your hand that's worth, $12, or you could have one that's worth $100. You just have to kind of look those things up as you go. A lot of times if I see the pearl button, I get it because I know it's going to be worth way more than the $4 that I pick it up for. Or if it's half price, if it's on half price, then it's worth more than the $2.50. So I look for pearl buttons in the dress shirts. I really don't look at any other dress shirts. I know that seems a little odd, but I don't. I do look in coats and jackets and that kind of stuff, but I really don't do a whole lot of those because the profit that I can make on this t-shirt will equal what I can make on a heavyweight jacket or a leather coat. It might be the same kind of profit. We're talking $30-$40. So why not just ship a t-shirt and be able to do that? Tonight's video has been about shirts, t-shirts, how to find a single stitch, and how to find those cool Western shirts, and how I also ship everything. I just want to let everybody know how I ship things. When I'm talking about a t-shirt, I just get those 10 by 13 poly bags, and I always have like a really cool design on my bags. I don't just ship out a white one. If you do the white ones, that's cool. But I like to do something that's kind of colorful. So if someone calls me or texts me or emails me and says, hey man, I didn't get my t-shirt, I can say, did you get the blue paisley bag? And they're like, no, it'll come in that's what it will look like. So I usually get like a colorful bag with something on it. So if people get lots of things at their door like we do, you can kind of distinguish between those. It's like if you didn't get the blue paisley bag, or you didn't get the real floral bag, or the ones with emojis on it or whatever, then you know that you didn't get my bag. But I like doing t-shirts. I'll sell a t-shirt for $5 or $8 if I pick it up for 50 cents. I mean, I will not step over nickels, at all. I will buy something for 50 cents and sell it for $5 if I have to. And I just enjoy doing the t-shirt stuff. I try to always display all of my stuff on a mannequin. So have this girl here, or have this guy here. This is a inflatable. I got this mannequin at a Goodwill for like $25. I paid up for it. It's got the hole in the top, so if I wanted to put a head on it, I could. She's really nice and sturdy and heavy, so if I put a jacket, I usually put a jacket on her because it won't flop over. That's the problem with these guys, that you'll get these inflatable ones. You'll get these inflatable guys, and they're kind of flimsy. But if you get double stick tape or something and stick it down, it's always good. You can do that. But it makes a good presentation if you're just using a t-shirt or something that's relatively lightweight that won't fall over. I use this, and you can pick these guys up for I think they're $8. And they have cardboard on the bottom, and they stand up pretty good. Unless you get something real heavy and they might lean over one way or the other. But they're just like $8. You can find them on eBay, and that's what I do. Mannequin heads. for hats and stuff, I just pick them up wherever I can. You can buy one at Walmart or Michael's or whatever, but I pick those up wherever I can. If I see a beautician or a beauty school head, I just get those and use them for hats also. I really appreciate everybody watching and learning along with me. I just want to be able to share some of the stuff that I've learned along the way over the last 2 years. Just kind of doing this part-time and enjoying just going and seeing things in a Goodwill. And I hope you have a lot of luck trying to do this. It's not that hard. Don't be scared. You can. The hardest thing for me was the shipping, and I learned pretty quickly that it's not that scary. With all of our videos that we're going to do, we always want to try to give you tips and tricks that you can kind of use all over the place. We have a very small Goodwill system here, so the stores are really small. They don't have a lot of product, so you have to be super picky to what we get. We don't have these great haul videos. We usually pick up 5 or 6 things every time we go, and we try to go with that. And I do this on a hobby level. I'm not really a part-time guy. I'm really just a hobbyist, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy passing the stuff along to other people. Thank you very much. Good night, and God bless.